This particular team, as you and I sit here and talk, the 2025 Jays have been a bit of a roller coaster thus far.
They're back.
Yeah, it's dangerous to obviously read too much into any 1 week or 2 week stretch in a 6-month baseball season. But as we sit here now, a 4-game sweep over Oakland where, man, they put up piles of numbers, and yet that comes off a 6-game road trip where I believe they scored 6 runs. What went on in Texas, how you managed to take 2 out of 3 from those guys, I guess, is wild. And it's, what do we make of these guys? Obviously, when you get to play the Sacramento, I guess I did call them Oakland. It's just the Athletics, I think is what we're supposed to call them this year. Look, when you see what just happened with those games, what happened down in Texas, coming out of Tampa, I don't know, we're 2 months in. You got to be able to a certain degree, throw away the small sample size thing and go, we're a third of the way through the season. What are these guys? So I'm giving you that impossible question, Keegan. What are these guys?
Man, we might be an inch or two closer to knowing now, but a week ago I had no idea. And I'm around them as much as anyone. I don't know.
Right.
And that can be a good thing or a bad thing. You'd love to have an identity by now, but I also don't believe in their bad days either, because I really believe there is something to what the players keep talking about, which is a better clubhouse, better relationship with coaches. Mm-hmm. They feel more dangerous. They feel like they can chase teams down. I believe that, and I'm a natural pessimist. I am very quick to hear stuff like that
buddy.
every year and
I'm
be
with
like,
you.
okay, dude, like, come on. Yeah, I'm sure you feel dangerous. But there is something a little bit different about this year's team and the coaching staff, I do think, really. And you're starting to see it. It's all about offense for me. When we talk about consistency, we are talking about offense pretty much all the time. This rotation's going to be good enough. This bullpen's going to be good enough. And if it's not, they can patch that up at the deadline. It'll be fine.
Right.
But this lineup, I think, needs a little more consistency, and they need a breakout, which is Addison Barger, man.
Yeah.
And Barger, for me,
He's
I
fun
have
to
been
watch, man.
very, very slow to believe in Addison Barger.
Yeah.
And because I've seen every spring's version of Brett Laurie or whoever it is, every single season has a guy who's about to be the next big thing.
Right.
But then it's Alan Roden earlier this year.
Yes.
It's and I still believe in Roden, but there's always more hype than reality. And Barger, for me, is the example of a player who only works out 1 out of every 10 times. 9 out of 10 times, you can throw harder and hit harder and run faster than everybody. Well, if you're doing that and you're 24 and you're not a star yet, there's a reason.
Right. But
it's a lesson, I think, for me, for everyone, that it can still happen. And we'll see how he adjusts. You know, there's always going to be the we'll see, because now he's dangerous. Now pitchers are going to plan for him. We'll see how that happens the next month or two. But for now, he's exactly what they need. They were a bat away. They were a big hitter away. And if that can be Barger, man, this gets exciting really quickly.
Well, especially if you hope, I don't know that I've ever heard any fan base use the term slow starter more than around Santander in the first 2 months of this season. And now it turns out maybe there's an injury and there's whatever. But if Barger is going to be a factor, and at some point Santander gets healthy and comes back and isn't early season Santander, maybe now the lineup does look a little more formidable. And again, this isn't a 100-win team, but this is maybe a team that is comfortably in that playoff race, which, man, that'd be nice, man.
Yeah, you just need somebody on a heater at all times.
It
was George Springer for a good month and a half, cooled a little bit. Now it's Ernie Clement.
Yeah.
It is Addison Barger, Nathan Lucas, who I think deserves a ton of credit for taking a jump himself at 30 years old. It's those are the things that turn good teams into great ones. Everyone has talent. Everyone has money. When you're looking at those top 10 or 12 competitive teams, you just need some success stories. And the last few years, the Blue Jays haven't had them. You need a pleasant surprise. You need somebody to come out of nowhere. But with Barger, whether it lasts all year, if it just lasts another couple of weeks, like today he won a baseball game. We're talking on Sunday with that home run he hit against the A's. He won the baseball game by himself.
And come September, that might be enough, right?
But absolutely.
That win matters.
2021 Blue Jays.
Yes.
They missed by one game, which I really think is the tragedy of this whole era of Blue Jays baseball, because I think they were the best team this Jays team has had.
Yes.
But one game matters, man. And Barger, he can do so much. He is physically, I do not see baseball players who look like him. On this Jays roster, Barrios and George Springer would be the closest, like guys who you could throw in an NFL locker room and they'd fit right in.
Sure.
But Barger is just like, he could pick me up and throw me, and I'm not a small fella. He is special.
Last thing for you then, man. I like, a couple of weeks ago we had Arden Zwelling on. I was asking him, but we're a little further down the road here. I've asked Dan Schulman about it. The Max Scherzer thing. And look, it's not an original thought. It's kind of an annoying thought, but I think it's run through a lot of people's head over the last couple months. Is this the Joey Votto thing, right? We were so excited. And even when you have reasonable expectations, this is not going to be 10 years ago Joey Votto, but it's just so fun that he's here. That's the way I felt about Max Scherzer. And then, oh, no, right? Like, here we go again. But it does sound like we're inching in the right direction. What can you tell us about being around the team and how he's even, without pitching, impacted the roster, and what you might be hearing about where that could be headed here in the next month or so?
Yeah, the Votto experience is still in my mind.
Such a bummer, man.
I'm trying to think of who else. Vladimir Guerrero Sr.
Yeah.
Johan Santana is another one. I believe he had a couple outings in the minors, but Scherzer, it reminds me of Votto because I'm stuck asking about it every day.
Right.
And John Schneider is stuck being like, well, I mean, he threw again. We'll see. Same with Votto, where it was like, well, it's getting better. I don't know. But Scherzer, I think his plan on Tuesday, when folks will be listening to this, he's supposed to throw against hitters again. Now, the tricky thing is that, in my opinion, just from hearing Max talk, nothing really matters until he gets to 50 or 60 pitches and rehabs for a day or two after that. Right. He keeps saying that 50, 60 pitch mark is where things start to bug him.
Okay.
So even though he's throwing to hitters, and that's good right now, he's not even to the point where stuff starts to matter. So it's almost like a build-up for the big test. If he keeps having trouble, then what the hell do you do? I don't want to tell Max Scherzer to pitch in shorter stints, but if I just gave Max Scherzer a bunch of money and he's Max freaking Scherzer, I still want him to pitch. So the Jays could face some tough decisions there. But the thing is, like, if he's healthy, he's a really good major league pitcher. Like, I don't care, he's 40 going on 41. He's a very good major league pitcher who can really be part of a postseason run. He just needs to be healthy. And it's at the point now where, kind of like Votto last year, although I do think Scherzer's going to pitch and be part of this.
Okay.
Where I just have to keep saying it's like he'll be back when he's back, and it's something we won't really know until pretty close to the time. But as much as it's heartwarming or whatever to hear that he's helping other pitchers and he's just like another coach, well, they have enough coaches.
Yeah,
they have
Get on the mound,
coaches. And man, if he can get back out there, it'll be a hell of a story. Whether it's him or Alek Manoah coming back down the stretch. That's a couple pretty good options.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with how they've gotten by without him. Guys like Eric Lauer, Paxton Schultz, guys I did not think were going to be a big part of our conversations like in February and March. They've done really well with that. But still, this is Max Scherzer, man. Like, what a story it would be if he could get his way back and try to help this team over the hump for a postseason run. Like,
just give me a
that
few
would be an
solid starts
all-timer
in that jersey. Like, let me see it. Right? Like,
there's got to be more than 3 innings.
That's
man.
right.
I need to cover another Max Scherzer start, or 10 or 12, hopefully.
Well, because especially like going into it, as the last couple of years, even when they've made the playoffs, have been a tough watch. It's been a frustrating team to watch.
Yeah.
So even coming in this year, knowing they were going to be life and death, maybe get in, maybe just miss, just give me some fun things to watch. And Scherzer was going to be one of them. And then it's 3 innings. You're like, yeah, no, we're taking that away from you. And, just get back in there, man. Let me see it.